Hiya everyone, welcome to the 8-Bit Mechanic Show. My name is Mechanic, and today's show is sponsored by the United Auto Technician Group. In a world of flat rate pay, warranty pay times, and ever-complex electrical systems, give yourself a paycheck guarantee. Ask your employer to sign you up on your behalf, or join individually. To learn more about the member plans and pricing, visit their website at www.uatg.org. For today's tool topic, we're going to talk about wrenches. Now, going beyond the picture of an angry mechanic throwing wrenches because he's beyond frustrated by the fact that he has to remove the whole engine in order to replace a worn-out starter motor, wrenches are a very important tool in your mechanic's toolbox and used almost daily. Wrenches are used primarily to loosen nuts and bolts, to disassemble mechanical components in the car's engine or suspension system, or virtually any other part of the car that uses these. Sometimes, depending on the room available, a small or flex head wrench is the only tool that can be used. I mean, let's face it, car engines are stuffed into a car with no thought given to the mechanic who has to try and fix the thing later when it inevitably breaks. Anyways, wrenches come in many sizes and styles. Common wrench types used by auto mechanics are adjustable wrenches, open-end wrenches, box-end wrenches, flex head wrenches for those hard to reach places, ratcheting wrenches for speed, offset for brake bleeder screws, extra long wrenches for suspension repairs or wheel alignments, angled wrenches, S-shaped wrenches, half moon shaped wrenches, and even circle shaped wrenches? What? That last one was a joke. Some of these different shapes are made specifically for getting to certain hard to reach places, and some may be for specific vehicles or applications. Most common units of measure are metric or SAE and range from very small like a baby 5mm to the size of your head at 30 inches. So remember, wrenches are not just for throwing, they are essential for fixing cars. Next up, we have our news in the auto repair industry. Today's news topic isn't exactly new news, but maybe new for some, like our friend, the Angry Mechanic, who wrote into the show with this. Dear 8-Bit Mechanic, tell people to stop driving so fast and slamming on the brakes all the time. This overheats the rotors and causes them to warp like crazy. I'm sick and tired of replacing rusty, rotten brake rotors. Angry Mechanic obviously doesn't know that slamming on the brakes and heating them up isn't exactly what causes brakes to warp, resulting in brake vibration. I mean, come on, have you ever picked up a brake rotor and seen and felt how heavy it is? It's a huge chunk of solid steel. Those are not easily warped by normal or even severe braking. The term brake rotor thickness variation correctly describes what is really the cause of brake vibration. Thickness variation is when the rotor itself gets high and low spots on the steel braking surface where the brake pads contact. The high spots are caused by friction material of the brake pads themselves, transferring and embedding into the rotor. This is called uneven friction material transfer. Brake pads that are used beyond their intended temperature range will cause these problems. Pads can be heated to the point where they transfer friction material to the disc in random uneven patches. The thin and thick layers are not generally visible, but the driver can feel vibration from the brake pedal when applying the brakes, and mechanics can measure this thickness variation with a special dial indicator. So if anything this hard braking angry mechanic refers to causes the brake pads to overheat and transfer brake material in uneven random spots on the rotor. It's a balance when it comes to brake pads. Brake pads all use a combination of abrasive and adherent friction during braking. Pad material differs based on manufacturer specifications and for the application that they are being used, which are always attempting to balance performance, wear, noise, and to a lesser extent, dust. There must be enough abrasive elements to keep the disc surface clean, and the pads must provide uniform adherent friction material transfer to the disc within the intended temperature range. Now that's the end of our news in the auto repair industry. Lastly, until we run out at least, we have our Scotty Kilmer Conspiracy Theory of the day. It is said that Scotty Kilmer's first language is not English, but he first learned to communicate when he was a baby using a complex system of arm movements and gestures. Well, that's the end of the show. I'll just play whatever is on the radio for our outro. Hope you enjoyed.